Good evening and welcome to the live stream. So, looks like we got a couple folks already joined here. We've got Davo, we've got Peplin Creek, Eric Wyrock, and Skull Aquatics. So, thank you guys for coming. Definitely appreciate it. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we can go ahead and kind of jump into the topic here. So, I hope you guys are all having a good week. We've had some beautiful weather, especially for the first or second week of March here in Michigan. It's been kind of close to 60, so that's really nice. I got to work outside a little bit yesterday, which I really did enjoy. So I think a lot of places around the country right now are having some pretty nice weather. So we'll give it a few minutes and let everyone kind of enjoy everything. So, everything from what I can hear, audio and visual is good. So I think we're good in that department, at least from what I can see. So, yeah, I'll give it, like to 8:05, and then we can kind of jump into the topic and talk about some of my favorite tools. So, I kind of want to spend today a little bit, to kind of talk about what's in my toolbox, kind of things that I use in the fish barn that kind of are unsung a little bit, things that you generally don't think of, things like that. So, and then obviously we'll play the game. I did pull up some more pictures. I had my daughter rate the pictures, and then we can, kind of dive into that as well. So, give it another couple seconds, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, I don't know if Corey's still going or not. I know he's, he was still going when I kind of flipped everything over. So, let's give it another second, and then we'll kind of dive into all things tools. When we do that, we will do part of it in the barn. There's some things I do want to show you in the barn that I didn't want to haul into the house, but did a little bit, decided to drag some stuff in as well. So, so let's go ahead and jump into that real quick. A lot of these tools kind of revolve around some of the projects I do around the house. Hello, Zen, how are you? So there's various, I end up doing a lot of plumbing projects. Not too much electrical anymore. I have done that, but that's been kind of set in the barn now for quite a while. So let me go ahead and, we'll start with some of the obvious ones. And this is not going to show up very well because it's Ryobi and it's green. But we do have the Ryobi cordless drill. Use this for a lot of different things. Drilling tanks, making stands, doing all kinds of stuff like that. So this is one of my favorites for sure. Just the Ryobi drill. The other favorite of mine is the Sawzall. Actually, this one gets more use than you would think. There's some spots, like when I designed the barn, there's not a lot of space like behind tanks. So basically, this is really good at reaching into spots that are hard to get to, or with like plumbing that's really thick. So like there's some spots where there's like 2-inch plumbing, where like the next tool I'm going to show you won't be able to cut it, but this will. So this is kind of a good demolition tool. So I have to redo some tanks or something like that, and it's kind of against the wall and I can't reach it. It's really easy to reach the Sawzall like down in and just kind of swipe across and cut it and be able to get it out. So I've used this more than you would think. And then the next tool, this is one I'm not using anymore. You can see that the blade's all kind of chunked up here. But yeah, so this is a PVC cutter. You can pick this up. I think this one's like around $20 at the hardware store. And basically, you can just click it, and it'll cut PVC for you. And I use this all the time with plumbing projects. There always seems to be some sort of plumbing project I'm doing, whether I'm kind of moving something around, taking something apart, and this is invaluable. This is an old one, but yeah, this is, this will cut things up to, I think it says like an inch and 5/8 on here, but I wouldn't do it on anything. This is kind of like an inch and below, and I really don't use a lot of any things that are over an inch. There are some drains that are like an inch and a half or 2 inches. I think there might be a 2-inch drain float in the barn somewhere. It's been a while since I've really messed with any of those, but yeah, this is another invaluable tool, really easy to use. You can kind of fit it in tight spaces, kind of like the Sawzall, but the Sawzall does work a little bit better depending on how you have to reach for it. So that's another good one. Actually, we'll do this one next. Speaking of, since we're on this topic of plumbing projects, we do have the OD Fusion. I've used a lot of different PVC cements, and this is the one that I've seen to work the best for me. I know Corey on the Deep in the Mulm podcast, they were talking about like PVC versus ABS. Like they were in Kentucky and they couldn't find any ABS. Yeah, so this is PVC glue. We have PVC here. I've not seen ABS anywhere in Metro Detroit. You probably could go to like we have a specialty plumbing store. You might find it there. But around here it's mostly normal Schedule 40 PVC. But I like this OD single use. It's got the primer and the cement all in one. And I found this to work the best. Like I've bought stuff on Amazon. Like, there was a presentation, I think it was like at a Magna or one of the reefing events where, there was a guy who had a huge fish tank and he used something off of Amazon. And I even tried that and I found this to work better. That's just my, my go-to. So Eric, I don't know if you're, he's talking to Fish Family. Okay, because I was like, I thought for a second Eric wanted me to link this. I'm like, I don't have one. So, so Eric was like, yeah, my doctor had to use one of those. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one is not the one I use now. That was one that I probably need to throw out that I just haven't thrown out yet. But it was good to show as an example. You just ratchet it on the pipe. It cuts through it. It gives you a nice clean cut, and everything's good to go. So, next tool. We've got razor blade. I love using these to clean fish tanks. Very easy. You can get a pretty decent pack of them for pretty cheap. I've bought them with the little handles before and without. I kind of just like to use it like, just like this. Scrape algae off. Works really well. So Zen asks, is that the purple stuff? So let me pull that back out. This has the purple stuff's the primer. And this is clear. So this doesn't come out purple, but it does have the, what the purple stuff would be. So it does have the primer in it. And my next favorite tool, these all hang out in the fish barn, so they're kind of rusty and not in the greatest shape in the world, but this is the channel locks, and I like to use these for bulkheads. I probably should have brought one in with me, but I have one here, but it doesn't have the nut. But if you can take it, around the nut, and this one's big enough to get around the nut, so you can kind of screw, you can get some good torque and some good tension on the nut with this one. So another great tool here, one that I use quite a bit. So, all right. Next tool. This is, I don't know. This one's kind of really not a tool. So Zen, yes. So this one is the Casa Smart Plug. This is becoming more and more useful every single day to me. I have a habit of, for the stream, I turn off the dehumidifier on the upstairs part of the barn just because it's loud. And I went ahead and I keep forgetting to turn it off when I'm done streaming, or turning it back on. Excuse me. And so I went ahead and set up one of these Casa Wi-Fi timers on the dehumidifier. Goes off at 7:30. Comes back on at 9:30 every Tuesday, so I don't forget to not turn the dehumidifier on, and so we don't have a lot of humidity and stuff in the barn. So there's been three or four times now since I've been streaming where that's kind of happened, where I've struggled with, hey, I walked outside not thinking about it and left the dehumidifier turned off. And I think one time I went out at like midnight. I was like, oh, I woke up and was like, oh, I didn't turn the dehumidifier back on. So, and then I'll probably have to use one of these in the summertime. I have to decide how I'm going to do the streams out in the barn in the summer, just because of the summertime. I kind of flip the upstairs part of the barn. The dehumidifier will go off, and then the air conditioner will go on. So I may put one of these on the air conditioner as well. Without the air conditioner up there, it gets very, very unpleasant. So, hello, new local Austin. How are you? I think I saw. I got everyone else, I believe. So yeah, so the Casa timer, definitely kind of a convenience thing. We've talked before. I run the auto water change system on this as well. Another really great tool for your fish room. So that's kind of the list of tools that I have in the house. We'll go outside here in a little bit, go into the barn, and I'll show you some of the other stuff that I've got outside. I think before that, I kind of want to touch on something that kind of came up in the co-op stream as well. It seems like in the last few streams, he brings up Dan's fish, and this debate erupts over oh, Dan's so expensive. Why is Dan so? There seems to be this small group that talks about how expensive Dan is, and it's kind of at least the way that I view it is, you kind of get what you pay for. You can look at all the videos on the channel of all the stuff I've bought from Dan's Fish. I think I've done unboxing videos of most of it. Hello, Outside in Aquatics. How are you? Yeah, so I think, everything that I have, has lived for a reasonable amount of time. And I still have the majority of stuff that I purchased from Dan. I think the only thing I don't really have anymore were the half beaks, but they lived for a year, maybe even a year and a half in my care before they kind of, passed away and went on their merry way. So, I kind of view it as, once the fish kind of enters my possession and it's still alive, then anything after that's on me. So if I drop it on the floor and kill it, that's not Dan's fault, that's my fault. Or if I put it in a tank that's not ready for fish, it's not cycled, whatever, that's on me. That's not on Dan or Corey or any other online seller. Kind of the same thing with plants, right? None of that's really on the retailer at that point. So if it's shipped, it arrives at my door in good condition, then after that, it's on me. So I just kind of wanted to chime in for a second on that. It seems to erupt into this debate of how expensive he is. Yeah, he is expensive, but like I said, I've never had any losses. So I feel it, to me anyway, that's worth the money to spend that money, knowing that, you're going to get a quality fish. He's got an aquatic vet. It's going to come in great shape, and it will do well for you. And I've bred the majority of fish that I've had from Dan as well. So I've gotten fry from it too. So in the end, you can kind of make your money back if you choose to sell the fry that you get from those fish. So I think definitely Dan's a good deal. It's it's like buying something that is going to last, like buying a tool like we just talked about. There's tools, if you for example, I know I don't have DeWalt tools here, but if you're buying a DeWalt tool, that tool is going to last, right? Or you're buying, name a car. Say you buy or I'm going to use a better one. My father-in-law buys Cub Cadet tractors, and they've always done well for him. He had one for 30 years, which is why I bought a Cub Cadet riding lawnmower. So that particular brand is going to last, for example. So that's kind of the way I view Dan's Fish, and that's actually how I view the co-op as well. I know that before he does a ton of testing on his products. You know, I've had very good experience ordering from him, and I've ordered from him month after month after month after month after month. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I kind of wanted to give that take since it kind of came up during the co-op stream. So I think now we'll go ahead and we'll flip over to the game and kind of see what's going on there. But before that, I do want to gift out some memberships. It won't let me do it on that. Okay. So let me flip screens real quick here. All right, so go ahead and we'll gift out some memberships. I do need to make a members video. We do just some various things. So let's see who got the membership. So Dee Dee's Fish Den got it. Big Steve's Glass Boxes got it. Battle Wolf, Ashley, and Mario Velasco got the membership. So go check out my Good Ad Talk. That will be on there, as well as some kind of random, you know, kind of day in the life of the fish room kind of videos. You know, kind of a first look at fish, a new fish that I purchased, things like that. So definitely check that out if you just got a membership or if you're watching on the replay. So with that, we will jump into the game real quick. So let me pull all that up. I do want to move one thing. Sorry, just 1 second. I want to move one screen over. I think I need like 16 more screens. So, give me 1 second here. Do that. Do this. All right, we're on the game now. So, all right, so we're on the game. All right. So we're gonna play the game just like we did last week, talking about whether my daughter thinks the fish are basic or not. So it's basically like a non-fish keeper's view of the fish we keep. I think it's a really good view into the eyes of someone who's a non-fish keeper. You know, kind of. You know, we all kind of gravitate towards our specialties. You know, I like a lot of rare live bears. Some people might like rainbow fish or plecos, but I think it's a good view of like someone who's new to the hobby and kind of what they think about our fish. So, with that, we'll go through the rules here real quick. If I can keep my cursor on the right screen. So basically, what I'll do is I'll show you a picture of the fish, and then if you can go ahead and chat, guess. How basic my daughter thinks they are. You know, 1 being the basically being basic, and then 10 being cool, awesome, really love it. And then after a few moments, I'll go ahead and I'll show you what she thinks of it, and then I'll kind of give you my opinion as well. So, with that first picture, I believe that's a Limia vittata. So I kind of went through my, you know, my library of pictures and kind of had her rank them. So let me know in chat what you guys think. So Skull's got 8. Steven's got 6. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a humpback on it too. So a little interesting looking one. So Outside In Aquatics has 1. Let me see. Anyone else? Anyone else want to play? All right, going once. Going twice. Sold. Basic ranking for that one. She gave that one a 9 out of 10. She didn't seem to find the Zen 3. So yeah, I think there's some people on a lag too. So, but yeah, so basically, yeah, so she said that was a 9 out of 10. kind of surprising. I would rank that probably like 7. It'd be a fish that I'd purchase. I think I have had Limia vittata before. Might be Limia tridens too. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But either way, I think this is definitely one that I would purchase, but I would not rank it as high as she did. All right, so moving next to the Endler. So this is just a typical run-of-the-mill black bar Endler. Hello, Alec. So, give you guys a minute to see what she thinks of the Endler. So Skull's got 8. Zen's got 7. You know, I'm trying to remember what she ranked these. So Outside in Aquatics got 6. Let me know if the music's okay too. If it's not too loud. I've not heard anyone say anything, but just to make sure that the music's all good. So, all right. So we got 8, 7, 6. Alex has got 7, or Alec, excuse me. I'll give it another couple seconds. Going once. Oh, you don't hear the music? Oh. All right, let me, hold on. Leave. Oh. All right, I turned it up a little. So hopefully that will help a little bit. So Steven said 1. Yeah, I'll have to run a test stream and play with it again. Oh, yeah. So I tried to keep the music kind of low. I didn't want it to be like overpowering. I know last week when we did it, it was kind of low, or it was kind of high in the beginning, and then I lowered it too low. So I'll do a test stream sometime and I'll play with that. So, all right. So the black bar Endler is 9 out of 10. So she really liked the black bar Endler too. So, so really like that one. Next one up, South American cichlid. I believe this is. I don't remember what this is actually. Yeah, this one was deep in the, kind of deep in the bowels of my. Might be a flower horn too. Kind of a low grade flower horn. So, but this one was deep in the bowels of my pictures. So, all right. So we got a 4 from Zen. Skull's got 5. And then just again, we're not really keeping points. This is more just for fun, just to see, kind of what she thinks. Oh, I didn't really talk about the black bar Endler. So I think I would rank that kind of. I think I'd rank that one about 8.5 or so. So we got Zen's got a 4, Skull's got 5, Outside in Aquatics is 7, Alec has got 5, Davo's got 1, Stephen P has 6. So we'll give it another couple minutes here, or a couple seconds here, to see if anyone else has any ideas. I will say that one person did get this one correct. I remember what she ranked this one. So one person did get this right, right on the money. So, all right, going once, going twice, 6 out of 10. So Steven got that one exactly right. So I would rank this one probably like a 4. I think I really do. Yeah, I think this is a flower horn. like a kind of a low grade flower horn. But a lot of the South American cichlids and like big cichlids with this kind of body shape don't really um, do that well here, auction wise, and are not very popular here. I know other parts of the country, you know, the South Central American cichlids are pretty popular. Around here, you barely, barely ever see them. So, I think someone had a pretty big red devil, show size red devil, one you take to like, Keystone Clash, and it sold for like $1, I think. I think someone bought it for $1. I mean, it was a nice fish. It's just not like really popular in our area here. So, all right. So Mecha Splendens, Butterfly G'dan. So let me know what you guys think of this one. So we got 3 for Zen. Skull's got 8. Anyone else? Outside In's got 4. Davo's got 4 as well. Yeah, while we're waiting for some other folks to join in, Steven's got 2. We have actually like returned to the office for like 3 days a week. Alec has 8. So yeah, so I'm kind of readjusting to kind of a new schedule too. So definitely kind of felt it last week for sure. It started last week. Really at the end of last week, I felt it pretty badly. Was pretty tired because I work in a building that's rather large, we'll call it, one of the largest office buildings in the country, and it was a lot further walking than I was used to. So, so Steven's got 8, Steven's got 2, Alec has 8. So with that, the basic rating on that one is 3 out of 10. So she didn't really like the Mecha Splendens very much. So Zen got that one. So good job, Zen. And then I think this is the last one. We've got the axolotl. So Zen said, "Woot, I guess I cheated." So I would definitely oh, am I going too fast, Sleeper? Like, it's hard with the lag because I feel like I'm kind of just sitting here, just kind of staring at this, into space a little bit. So sorry about that. So Outside In's got 9.5. Benjamin Peters has 10. Davo's got 10. Skull's got 9. Let me see if I got everyone. Yep. So yeah, so I'm trying not to go too fast. My dad has 9, so Steven has 10. Keep in mind this is a 17-year-old kid, so I think that weighed into this quite a bit. So Alex got 7. Oh, no problem. Okay, good. I didn't think I was going fast, Sleeper, but good. Because with the lag, it gets hard because you're not getting the interaction back, or it's delayed. So you don't want to I don't want to rush, but I want to give people a good amount of time too. So yeah, Steven, I do that a lot on streams. I multitask. I actually a lot of times will edit videos while I'm on a stream. I know it sounds weird to do that, but like if I do a voiceover or something, I'll just mute the stream. I'll do the voiceover part that I'm going to do, and then I'll do like the cutting and editing while I have the stream on. So I do that quite a bit. So axolotl, going once, going twice, 10 out of 10. So she really liked the axolotl. I personally am not a huge axolotl fan. I would probably rank that 6, but that's me. I know a lot of people like axolotls too, so just they don't really do it for me. So with that, let's flip back over to the other screen now, and we'll go ahead and we'll head out to the barn. I'll show you some things. We'll talk about some of the other tools, things that I kind of use out in the barn, and we'll kind of go from there. So we'll flip it over to the barn cam. Today's kind of barn cam fish is the what are they? Oh, the Xenotoka Eisenai from Nayarit. That's the Gudea that I'm kind of part of with the Gudea working group. I didn't get the camera exactly right, so it does look a little. It's slightly tilted, but I'll be out there in a couple of minutes, and then we can kind of jump through the fish room and look at some stuff. So. All right, I am in the barn now. So let me know how the audio is. Let me grab the little handheld tripod, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some stuff. All right. So, all right, audio good. So, okay, cool. All right. So, all right. So let's head downstairs and look at some tools. Some of the stuff that I didn't really want to drag into the house. So, all right. So a couple other favorite tools I have out here. This one looks a little bit worse for wear, but I use this a lot of times for like washing out gravel. So if I like to use a lot of the Home Depot gravel, and it gets pretty dirty, especially when you purchase it. So I like to use this for washing out gravel. It does a pretty good job. I think I picked this up at the dollar store. You can see it's a little beat up. I think I've had this. I think this is the one that was actually in the original video I did like 5 or 6 years ago. So, but I think I got this at the dollar store. It works great. You could use these too, like if you were setting up a sump, if you wanted to put in filter media or filter floss, it does a great job of that as well. So that's a favorite of mine. Good dollar store item. Um, Let me just show you some other stuff here. All right. Since I only have one hand, let me. Is this Magnivore magnet? Trying to. I don't want to pick this up with one hand because I don't want to break my hand because this is super strong. Like what's right now is just hooked on the piece of wood. This is a super strong magnet. I think I got it for like 150 bucks a few weeks ago. The other one that I had, speaking, we were talking about quality products. The other one that I had lasted for like 12, 13 years before it started falling apart. So, yeah, it was expensive for a magnet, but it really did work quite well. So, that's another really good tool that I like to use here in the fish room when I start cleaning glass, especially on this big tank. That's the original reason I bought the original Magnivore was to clean this tank because it's really hard to clean this one with your normal mag floats, just because the glass is so thick on it. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for tools. I can show you some other like aquarium products real quick I use. What I kind of like in like really mulmy tanks, I probably need to clean that out again. Is this box filter? I think like if you were watching the stream from like the beginning back in January, this tank was really mulmy. So I kind of had to employ quite a few different methods to get the mulm out of this tank. One of them was the box filter. Got the aquarium co-op sponge filter here, and then still running the aqua clear. I think that's a 70 up there, the new one. So between the three of those, it's done a pretty good job clearing this tank out. I still need to get some hornwort in here. I do apologize. The one thing I don't like about the box filters is they are quite loud. So I'm kind of looking forward to like the fine filter aquarium co-op filters that he's going to come out with. I love these, but um, there's a certain application where I would want the fine. This would be one of them, like in a tank like this, just to get some more of the mulm out. But for right now, I'm just using the box filter. That works quite well. The only, like I said a moment ago, it's just loud. You might be able to hear it through the mic, but it just out a lot of bubbly water. So since we're here, down here, let's do a little fish update too. Um, so, so down here, we'll start and take a look at the trout Goodyear tank that I've been able to add quite a few fish to from the gentleman whose tank we took down. One interesting thing that's kind of happened, a lot of the Java fern that I wanted to float has actually sank in here. So if you look down here, this all sank to the bottom. So kind of didn't work as intended, but there is still some up top. Like you can see some over here in the corner. There's some crypts I got to pull out of here too and plant, and there's some more over there. But I did treat these. I did see a little bit of disease on them. Ran them through a dose of the Med Trio, and looking quite a bit better. So pretty happy about that. And then since we're talking about fish that I got from that gentleman as well, this one, these rainbow cichlids have really kind of come alive as well. They were looking pretty rough. I did lose a couple of these guys, but they've kind of come along nicely. Like, they've kind of cleared up all the, kind of the fungal stuff that was on them. It's kind of gone away. So Um, let's see anything else worthy there. Hey, these guys actually stayed out. But these are the trophies, red morai or Melorio red morai. Um, oh, I do want to show you the albino fish because I know Eric was talking about that on Steven's stream. So this is the Antinobius toweri. This has a specific location from LL Dewey Spring, and whatever reason, this location spits out albinos. So you can see the one right here. I put this on fish cord too, but you can see the albino Gadaeid there. And then if you go up into the hornwort, you can see some more. There's one right there. There's another one underneath there. There's one. Light's going to block it out a little bit. So there's a few of them in here. Maybe I'll pull them out and put them in their own tank. We'll see. But these guys are like really prolific breeders for me. I mean, they've done really well. But yeah, so there's albinos here. But if you go to the other location, we haven't talked a lot about this tank on the lives. But this is the original location of toweri from Laguna Los Antiajitos. I need to make a label for the other ones, but that's the label. And these ones, you can see there's no albinos. I need to kind of find some more of these, kind of get a newer colony going of these. But cool fish. This one has a bluer tail. You can see the blue tail here on the male down here. All right. I think I showed you guys the fry from these last week, but they're still doing well. From the Xiphophorus helleri guntheri. You can see one of them right there. I've counted 4 total, so the guys are doing quite well. I'm kind of waiting for these platies to kind of drop too. These high fin platies. They've been looking pretty plump, but I've not seen any drops yet. So I might move them to one of maybe the thickest one to one of the holding tanks and see if I can get it to drop there. But we'll see. Moving onwards here, I do want to give you an update on the baby pluckos as well. I think last week I showed you, maybe 2 weeks ago, I showed you they were in the egg tumbler. And I think I just moved them in here. You can see they're doing quite well. Hopefully you can see that one in the back. There's like 4 back there against the glass on the back side here. Kind of if I put my hand like right there. Kind of look through there. There's about 4 or 5 there. There's one on the back. There's one underneath the filter there. There's one couple right there. So there's doing quite well. And then if we head upstairs here, I did do a couple moves this weekend as well. I decided to move the Stan Schubel guppies out of this 15-gallon. I put them in a 40 breeder, which I'll show you here in a minute. And I decided to put in the albino koi guppies. I'm kind of running a test to see if there's any difference in putting these in a smaller tank, since I haven't seen any fry from them. So hopefully, they'll drop some fry in here, and we can get some more of those. I really like this fish. Just haven't really seen any fry yet. And then I moved the grab a chair real quick. Move the Stan Schubel guppies into this 40 breeder. So, of course, the males kind of see it. They've been kind of hanging out at the top. But I was really kind of concerned with this tank because there was like just two like swordtails in here. So I moved those to the kind of the mosh pit tank with a bunch of other fish. And I shouldn't use the word mosh pit, I guess. I mean, it's kind of just the tank of misfit toys, we'll call it. But yeah, these guys are they've settled in nicely here. But I really didn't know what to put in here because I didn't want to put in anything that would eat the shrimp because there's literally like hundreds of shrimp in here. And some of them are kind of nice too. I've actually, like that one down there. That one over in the corner. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but yeah, so it was, and then I kind of wanted to have this kind of maybe as like a sort of a breeding for profit tank. See how many guppies I can make. I'll give them a lot of room to swim, see how many plecos I can make, because this is where the pleco fry came from. I saw the male, kicked out a bunch of eggs, so that's where all those fry came from. He's not in there now, but I have seen the male in there, in the cave. So hopefully, we'll see some more pleco fry out of this tank too. So that was kind of the big fish move of the weekend. It was, kind of deciding what to do with that. Let me go ahead here, and I'll see what questions you guys have. So Lovey Dog's here. So thank you, buddy. Alex says, is the Xenotoka variation from Jesus Maria, the spangled fish? So we'll look at that fish real quick. Hello, George. All right, so the Xenotoka variata right here was, these are the Jesus Maria. This tank has a bunch of dwarf hatch as well as some Phalasteria in it. Yeah, this is really greened up over the last probably 4 or 5 months. But you can see it's really thick on the bottom, which is good for fry. So these have kind of like slowly but surely produced fry over the years. You can see some of the smaller guys in here. Those are some of the fry. But yeah, this is a 29. Really pretty fish. In my G'day talk, they're not really colored up right now, the males, but I have a pretty good video of them basically like really colored up and really kind of going at it. So so Dave lost a feed. I'm showing it on my end. So all right. Let me see any other fish I want to show you. I'm starting to see some fry again from the endlers. Usually, a lot of times in the spring, they'll perk up with some fry. So you've got the black bar endlers here, which I've had for quite a long time. Let me pop the light so the glare isn't as bad. So, the black bars have started producing. I've seen some stack endlers too. So I finished a video on vinegar eels today and ended up feeding it to these guys. They took to it pretty well. So, but these guys have dropped some fry as well. I think it was, I don't remember what week it was, but last week these guys wouldn't come out. They didn't come out for like a couple weeks, actually. They were kind of just hiding around in the back. But these Xiphophorus evelinae have started kind of coming out again. So I don't know if they got cold or what was going on with them. But they just all of a sudden have decided to be outgoing again. They kind of hung out in the back, doing their thing, and now they've decided to become outgoing again. Let me think of what else. Oh, and then this stack angler tank's another great shrimp tank here in the barn too. A lot of nice looking cherry shrimp in here. So still might move some fish around. I may put these Chilotharina blaheri over in the 90 gallon with the other rainbow fish and the rainbow cichlids. Kind of let them do their thing. Let me see any other fry of note. These dwarf Mary Widows have been dropping too. Like, I don't know if these guys, I don't think they are super fetaceous. I'd have to look, but there's a good, in all the guppy grass, a good 3 to 4 fry in here as well. So pretty happy about that. That's one I've not BAP'd yet at the club. So, let me see what else I want to show you. Nothing much from these southern mollies, or at least too much from these guys. You know, like I said, springtime's a lot of endlers. These volcano endlers have dropped again. I don't really pay much attention to them, but you know, since we're over here, you know, I just kind of feed them and let them do their thing, and they've dropped some fry. These guys have not actually. You know, we have the big female here for these panda guppies, but yeah, she's not dropped yet. And then let's take a look over at the Los Pinos. You can see the one. He's put on quite a bit of size since the last time. Since he started, I think at one point I counted 4 in here. There's another one in the back. I mean, I need 6 for BAP for these. So hopefully, you know, at some point we'll find 2 more. The other group of Los Pinos, though, have not dropped any fry. So maybe I need to put them in a different tank. Maybe they're just not ready yet. Who knows? But these have really done quite well. So I'm pretty happy with this little trio. Yeah, so I've seen 3 just right now. So, yeah, these newly described mollies, these Catamaconis, doing quite well as well. They were a little skittish when they started, but they've kind of settled in nicely now. And then Corydoras Aeneas, the family of these that I picked up at the swap are doing quite well. So you can see them all over the place now. This was the fish I was thinking about moving into the 40 breeder where I put the guppies. But I was going to pull the mollies, the Yucatan sailfin mollies and the swords, but decided to leave them in there for now. And then see if there's anything else. Oh, I do want to talk about this. Unfortunately, this little experiment with doing the Pseudochronabilis Nicolsi eggs failed miserably. Like, I don't know where they all went. Maybe I had too much power on it, but they have all kind of disappeared. I've not seen any little fry or anything in here, so I think that was kind of a failure. So I may just let the female hold next time. But yeah, fortunately, that little breeding project didn't work out. All right, so let me Lumpy Dog. Let me see. So yeah, Alan is way behind. Yeah, I get that way sometimes with streams too. Lumpy Dog GVAC auction this weekend. Not sure actually. I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% sure on that one. So I was, um, yeah, we're going to Florida, so I don't know if I want to get any new fish. Like, I'm kind of on the fence. So, not sure on the GVAC one. So, um, so yeah. So let me go ahead and I'll head inside real quick. Um, we can answer some last minute questions and then kind of wrap things up from there. But yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with GVAC right now. I usually like that auction, but I don't know if I want to go. Plus, it's going to be 70 degrees on Saturday. Um, but I'll take you guys downstairs, and I'm thinking about doing a project this weekend. Um, one that I've been kind of related to summer tubs. So let me I'll show you that real quick, and then we'll head back inside, and I'll kind of leave you to watch the tank down here instead. Yeah, so I'm thinking about this weekend, maybe draining this tub out. I don't think there's anything in here anymore, and kind of moving this out because there's not really a big walkway here. So I kind of need to do some plumbing, kind of similar to what we talked about with all the tools, but work on some of the plumbing, drain this out. And then unfortunately I get to crawl underneath there and hook all the plumbing up to the main line. But I might do that this weekend instead of going to the auction. So let me find a tank for you guys to look at. Unfortunately, I don't have my tripod here. So I don't have my tripod in a spot where I can move it without it being an operation. So let me put you on the chair and we can look at platies. All right, I'll catch you guys in just a couple minutes. All right, we're back. We're back in the basement now. Let me flip. See if we don't have any last minute questions. So hello, Empire of Dirt, Jeff Kane. I don't think I saw you come in. So Alec Kumanov talked about the red and black swords. Yeah, those are painted sword tails. Got those at the GVAC auction. So, so knock on wood, we didn't go silent with the camera this time. So didn't do anything different to it. So, and the only thing I did do is I deleted everything off the card. Maybe that was it. But yeah, so let me see if there's any other questions. And then, like I said, when we were in the barn, I was going to bring up GVAC and I kind of forgot. But yeah, kind of on the fence on that one. Don't know if I want to wake up and go over to Grand Rapids early or not. I might not. I don't know. That one's a game time decision, I think. I think if I do, maybe I'll bring some fish over there too. I haven't sold there in a long, long time. So, but we'll see. One other thing I do kind of want to talk about, I guess, probably should have shouted this out in the beginning, but my daughter ran her first like running race of her life on Saturday. So she ran a 10K, which for those of you who never ran, that's 6.2 miles, finished in an hour and 2 minutes, which is a pretty good time for your first time. So that was pretty good. There was only 2 people in her age group, so she got second place, which was pretty cool. But yes, she did quite well with that. So pretty proud of that finish for her. Back in the day, I think my fastest 10K time in the time that I ran, which is long past, was 52 minutes. But that was by the course. I mean, the course was basically there's a set of trails in Metro Detroit where basically there's a town called Rochester that's near me, and basically all the trails go towards Rochester. They're old railroad tracks basically. Then they converted them into like running and biking trails, but they all go downhill towards Rochester, like all of these different sets of trails. And so this race was on something called like the Macomb Orchard Trail, and they basically they started at I wouldn't say the top, but it wasn't really at the top of the hill. It was more of a gradual like 3% downward grade. So yeah, so it was basically you started there and then you went on your 3% grade all the way down to the finish. So it was basically flattish downhill the entire time. So that was my fastest one. So I was pretty happy with that at the time. But yeah, there were some others that were times that were way worse than that. So she did quite well. So I'm pretty proud of that for her. Reminded me of the days of volleyball, having to get up early and go to something. So, but it was a lot of fun. So, hey Bratton, how are you? So Alec asked me about any melanosoma. I do have melanosoma. I've got the I'm going to butcher the name on it, but the Rio Iagula location. I think that's the more common one. I mean, I know not a lot of people have that, but that's one that I do have as well. So, so yeah, so it's getting to be about 9:04. I know Bentley streaming. I got the notification, so don't want to impose on his time. So we'll hit you back again next week, and then the week after that, I'm going to be in Florida. So there won't be a stream. We're going to be in the Tampa area on vacation for spring break. So I will be at the beach, at the golf course, or you never know. Maybe I'll go do fish collecting or something like that. I'll have to get a hold of some of the folks I know down there. So, so Zen Ginger said, thank you for the stream. Yep, you're more than welcome with the member milestone chat. So definitely appreciate you being a member, Zenny. Thank you for modding as well. So definitely appreciate that. So hello, Foxy, how are you? So yeah, so I think with that, it's 9:05. I know I've kind of overstayed my welcome a little bit. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you around in other streams, and look forward to talking to you guys again next week. So with that, have a great night.